Hi everyone, this is Mitch from the SportsChatPlace.com, and it's Thursday, June 25th, 2009, and we're going to talk about the NBA Draft, which is tonight. You know, we didn't cover the NBA too extensively here at the SportsChatPlace.com. We covered, as we could towards the end of the season. But to be honest, we were concentrating on first college football, then we did college basketball. We're a site in progress, and hopefully we get a lot more NBA coverage last year. What this did afford us, though, is to see the best and the brightest in college talent, as we had no less than 12 writers at any given time, covering each and every conference, each and every game in the NCAA. And let's just take a look at some of the players that are available tonight. I think this is a draft of point guards. I think this is a draft that, although we don't have, too many of those superstar LeBron James, Dwayne Wade types in it, what we have is a very deep and even draft of players who can contribute for a very long time, especially, like I said, at the point guard position. If you want to look away from the point guard position, Blake Griffin is probably going to be the number one pick. Hasheem Thabeet from Connecticut, probably going to also go very high. I don't really like his game when he gets just a couple feet away from the basket. We went through this all college basketball season. Great shot blocker, but, a guy that can't score from more than a foot away from the basket, I have a little bit of a problem with that. And, we'll see how things pan out for him. Personally, I think he could have used another year of college. Let's look at some of these other players that are out there that we looked at all college basketball season. Stephen Curry from Davidson, shoots lights out, just a great scorer, great player. We saw him for a few years, and boy, he was exciting to watch. Ricky Rubio from Spain, don't know a lot about this guy. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a Ricky Rubio expert. I know that the scouts really like him, but, I haven't seen him play, so, for me, I'm not sure I would take a chance at him, especially where they're talking about him going. Tyreke Evans from Memphis, shooting guard. Memphis has been very good the last few years. He's been a big part of it. We saw how Memphis players did in the NBA last year. Rose took home the Rookie of the Year award. I don't know if Evans is quite that type of quality, but maybe he is. You never know. James Harden from Arizona State was a man against boys this past season. He was phenomenal, and any team that gets him is going to be lucky. I'm pretty sure that guy's ready for the NBA. Certainly looked like it last year as he basically carried the Sun Devils on his back at points, and he was certainly the go-to guy, never afraid to take the ball. Another guy never afraid to take the ball is Jrue Holiday from UCLA, another point guard in the mix, and another point guard, Johnny Flynn from Syracuse. Boy, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Go-To guy. When the chips were on the table, when they needed a go-to guy, who did Syracuse go to? They went to Johnny Flynn, and that overtime game against Connecticut, if that didn't earn him a couple $1 million then extra, then nothing is going to do it. DeMar Rosen, shooting guard from USC. Of course, USC, a program in controversy. Rosen had a nice run at the end. The Trojans had a nice run at the end. They won a couple games of the tournament, surprised some people, and they were decent. They won the Pac-10 tournament as well. So I think Rosen is certainly a player that people were watching since high school, and probably a guy that's going to go pretty high, probably a lottery pick. Greg Maynor from Virginia Commonwealth, another guy we've been watching, for a few years, a guy who pretty much carried a small team on his back. Phenomenal player, not going to have any problem handling the pressure of the NBA, and he's just going to be one of those guys who's going to be a great asset to any team that gets him. And Ty Lawson from North Carolina, what can you say? Some health problems, but boy, when he was in the game, he was a game changer. They're talking about him going maybe late in the first round. Boy, he might be a real steal for somebody, especially if he's got all his health problems behind him. A couple other guys, big guys, Earl Clark and Terrence Williams from University of Louisville. Kind of getting lost in the shuffle here. DeJuan Blair from Pittsburgh, who just a powerful player, and might not be as appealing as some of these other guys, but boy, Pittsburgh was ranked high all season. He was a really big part of that. And so that's just a couple of players that we might see being called early tonight in the NBA draft. So we'll see how it all shakes out, and of course we won't see really how these picks pan out until next year or the following year. Seems like a lot of activity as well going on in the NBA, a lot of trades going on. Minnesota Timberwolves, people saying trading away the veterans, getting, picks, things like that, of that nature. The Minnesota Timberwolves, maybe it's time that they get a fresh start. I know Kevin McHale is one of the good guys. He was a player's coach. He was a player's GM. But, if you're not winning, if it's not happening for you, maybe just a clean, fresh start is the way to go. And if that means getting rid of some of your top players, then that's what it means. Yeah, it's going to be a rebuilding process. Might as well rebuild young and cheaper than what they're doing, because what they have certainly isn't working for them. Of course, Shaquille O'Neal being traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got two All-Stars, two Hall of Famers, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, both playing on the same team. I'm sure that we'll see some more trades. We know that the Chicago Bulls here have 2 picks in the first round, both mid to late picks, 16 and 22, but they also have a ton of young talent to trade, and they're an exciting team to watch as well. So this is Mitch from the SportsChatPlace.com. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out all of our sports picks, write-ups, in action here at the SportsChatPlace.com, and I'm interested in this NBA draft tonight. Have a great day.